Almost 7 years ago, just prior to my son Simon's second birthday, I had a feeling something was not quite right. Numerous doctor's appointments later, I get the news Simon might be autistic. It was a devastating thought. Getting an official diagnosis is quite the process with a very long waiting list. I did know in my heart already that there was something special about Simon, but playing the waiting game just made me feel even more lost and alone. I was finally directed to KC Community Services. They literally took me by the hand and helped guide me through the steps of this difficult process. They provided me with information on programs available for special needs children and families and gave assistance in locating and filling out paperwork. KC Community Services also introduced Simon to the world of school with their educational programs and camps. With the assistance and support of KC and their staff, we were able to address some of Simon's specific needs, from integration with peer groups in a structured environment to socialization directly in our community. I was very blessed, but these were just some of the things that were required to help Simon. Special needs children need special assistance, and many of the government programs and services are not available to families until an official diagnosis is given. We eventually did get a diagnosis some 6 months later. Simon had severe autistic spectrum disorder. I was crushed. My son is officially autistic, so what do I do now? With this information, KC Community Services immediately stepped up to implement the services that Simon needed. They brought in psychologists, speech pathologists, occupational and physical therapists, all to work with Simon, as well as myself and his aides. We all learned together the tools and strategies to ensure Simon's progress and success for the future. I utilize KC Community Services now and will continue to do so until Simon is at least 18. They are able to provide me with qualified developmental aides to work with Simon and myself, because as Simon continues to grow and learn, his needs are constantly changing. I also have access to amazing caregivers, so I'm able to work and sometimes even have some mom time. These wonderful people also look after my youngest son, Thatcher. Thatcher, who is 5, is considered normal, was also enrolled in the toddler and preschool programs, as well as the camps. I know fully and completely that we have all benefited from their school and all the services that they have available. Without the help of KC Community Services, I cannot honestly say where Simon and our little family would be. But throughout the years, I have watched with joy and tears Simon go from virtually no speech and social skills at all to where he is now, a thriving grade 4 student at C.P. Blakely Elementary. He loves race cars and plays piano. He can say please and thank you most of the time. He makes his little brother cry like big brothers sometimes do, but he will say I'm sorry. He does require a full-time aide to work with him at school, but I look at it like this is just one more person who gets the privilege of spending time with him. I believe in my heart that the people that meet Simon and spend time with him learn more from him than he could ever learn from us. The first year I was involved with the United Way, the campaign tagline was 1 in 3, meaning 1 in 3 people will utilize some sort of program that the United Way helps to support. In my house, we are 3 for 3. I do hope that given my ratio, it takes the edge off another. When things happen in our lives that we may have no control over, it is a blessing to know that there are organizations out there and services like KC Community Services and the United Way. They have helped my family in ways that I cannot even express. The tagline for this year's United Way campaign is "Change starts here." Well, in our lives have been changed, and our future is so much brighter. I sincerely thank you for making this all possible. The time, the support, and the donations that are given to the United Way are very much needed and greatly appreciated. Thank you.